Picasso and Aries were picked up on the 10th by Blue Bayou Horse Transport. If you're ever looking to haul your horse, I recommend calling them. The trip was uneventful, and Aries enjoyed looking at all the girls that came over to see what Studley horse had gotten off the trailer. After having a couple of nights to themselves, we let Picasso out into the pasture with his brothers first. It's quite hard to tell them apart sometimes. The three brothers went roaring off into the pasture. But Picasso quickly came back looking for his buddy Aries. We then let Aries out. I didn't want to let them out at the same time because I was trying to minimize scuffles between horses. Aries and Picasso trotted off into the pasture. It quickly became apparent that Picasso's shy little brothers weren't so shy anymore. They took over one of the corners of the pasture as home base and would launch attacks from there. If you watch all of this closely, I think there is a distinct difference between the type of confidence Aries is exuding and the type of dominant behavior the brothers were showing. I think the brothers knew there was a new boss in town, and they weren't real pleased about it. It was quite funny watching the brothers run out of the corner and then run back and say, "Home base! You can't touch us here!" Then Picasso went to the fence line and met up with another brother. This is his half-brother, Mercury. Mercury is half Frisian and half Dracaner. He is huge, and he's been living with the mares, so he thinks he's quite the herdmaster. The brothers came out from the corner and tried to get between Aries and Picasso. I find all of this fascinating to watch. Aries is such a minimalist. He doesn't fight unless it's in defense, and he is very protective of Picasso, which I of course love. Then the brothers roared back to home base. But this time, Aries and Picasso went on a blazing fast gallop. I haven't seen Aries gallop like that in a long time. It's good for him. Picasso's breeder was standing with me during all of this, and we were both silenced by Picasso right here. We watched his huge, gorgeous trot, and his breeder gasped and said, "I'd forgotten what a mover he is." Yep, that's my boy. Eventually, everyone settled down and started grazing. The horses in the pasture next to theirs went for a dip and a roll in the irrigation canal. Picasso and Aries will be rotated in there so that they can enjoy the water as well. I've always loved this place and having Picasso here. The horses are happy, healthy, and well looked after. Then Mercury came over for a visit, and Picasso introduced Aries to his younger brother. Later in the afternoon, Picasso's newest brother, Alfie, was released into the pasture. Alfie is just 4 years old and as sweet as can be. He and Picasso have the same dam. But Alfie is very strictly managed by his older brothers, so he wasn't really allowed to socialize. But later, I took the two brothers out and let Alfie meet up with Picasso and Aries by himself. Aries turned around ready to defend, and then found the submissive little guy there and calmed right down. He still didn't want Alfie too close, but it was neat to see how complex horse interactions really are. Over the next few days, I just went out into the pasture and spent time with the boys. They would follow me around as I walked all over. It was nice taking little strolls, just the three of us, our own little herd. Since I had no one to film for me, I played with self-filming. Not so amazing, but the boys are different when it's just us. So it's nice to be able to show you what it looks like when we are alone. I usually don't have time to just sit and hang out with the boys, but I recommend doing it when you can. I think so often we get into patterns of always working or always doing something with our horses. There is plenty of value in just being with them, asking nothing. On one of our walks, we discovered that rolling is contagious. First, Picasso got a good muddy roll in. Then Aries thought, well, that spot seems rather fine, and he took a turn. Months ago, I discussed the pattern of scars around Aries' nose. You can very clearly see two of the scars here. Many people have presented theories, but the bottom line is that Aries is very protective of his nose and doesn't really like it when it's touched. He lets me do it now, but I really had to earn it. Picasso, of course, has no such inhibitions and can probably best be described as nosy. In addition to not liking his nose being touched, Aries also didn't investigate with his nose or mouth. Now look at him. He has come so far. I cannot begin to explain how deeply I'm going to miss Aries and Picasso while I am away. But knowing they are being well cared for helps a great deal. I have made a music video for you all to enjoy, but because I use copyrighted music, it is separate from this video. The link to that video is here. For those of you on mobile devices, the link is also posted in the description section of this video, and it's also on the blog. Don't miss it!